I wish you had more time. Shout out to Denzel Washington, Man on Fire, and the late Tony Scott, man. What a movie that was with Dakota Fanning and Denzel Washington. The reason that I put that in there and I said that quote is because Dan Campbell got on his weekly 97 Won the Ticket phone call today, and he has some words for fans, media pundits, and his team. And he said, I wish you had more time. He let us know that he ain't trying to hear it. And it was, Coach was fired up. He was a man on fire. Without further ado, man, this thing made the rounds. This is crazy, okay? Because Dan Campbell got on the weekly call, and usually when Coach is in front of the camera and he knows he can't say any curse words, he does just that. But on the radio today, he dropped 2 of them, and unfortunately, I won't be able to blur them out in this video. But this thing caught fire. It was retweeted by Adam Schefter and reposted on Twitter by the official Detroit Lions Twitter account. Here's what Dan Campbell had to say about what the Lions went through in Buffalo and going forward with the way that they have been injured.
But we can't let these injuries be in vain, man. All of those players helped us get to the point we're at. They helped us get, these last 4 helped us get to 12 wins. And we owe it to them to finish this thing out. And that's how I view it. And so it means there's another opportunity for other guys, you know? And look, I don't, you know what happens is, you know, you win 11 in a row, you know, and you lose, and then the sky falls. And I hate to say it, but we're not going to be able to win 11 in a row again for the rest of this season. We're just not going to be able to do it. And, you know, what happens is you get used to eating filet, and I'm talking to all of us, and well, everything's good, life's good, you know, but you forgot what it was like when you had nothing and you ate your molded bread, you know, and it was just fine, and it gave you everything you needed. And sometimes you got to get punched in the mouth and remember what it used to be like to really appreciate where you are. And we'll do that. And so we got a bad taste in our mouth. We got kicked around the other day. We lost a few guys. And you know what? It's exactly what we needed. This is exactly what we needed. So we're going to bounce back. We're going to respond. We got guys that are about to have an unbelievable opportunity here. And we will play the game any way needed to win. We still got a good offense. We got plenty of defensive players. I can go rattle them off right now. We're going to put the best 11 on the field. We're going to freaking cut it loose. We're going to play with our special teams. And I don't give a crap if we got to win by 1 point for the rest of the year. That's what we're going to do. And I'm going to be happy about it. We come out of the game with 50 yards of total offense and we win by 1, you're going to see smiles on my face. I promise you. All right? If it's the other way defensively, we give up 700 yards and we win by 1 point, you're going to see a smile from my ear to ear. All right? I can promise you. So we're going to find a way and we're going to get it done.
And that was Dan Campbell. Knowing he's on the radio, in the words, that's what you call not giving a you-know-what. Dan Campbell, knowing he's on the radio, did not, and you could see the reaction, the initial reaction by the radio hosts, Costa and Jansen. Like, yo, my man was panicking. Now, I believe the radio falls under the FCC as well, like television. That's one of the things about YouTube that you get to do that you can pretty much, it's not really governed by the FCC, but the radio, TV, stuff like that, that's why you hear those things blurred out. And shout out to the Detroit Lions for doing my job for me, man, because I didn't have to do it. But uncut on the 97-1, put it back uncut. Adam Schefter put it back uncut. Dan Campbell did not give a care. And then in the middle of it, he said, I don't give a crap. So he dropped like the worst one that you can drop, right? I was taken aback by this with Dan Campbell. But the passion in his voice, it was a little frustration as well. Like, yo, I'm sick of hearing this. We gonna be all right. We got punched in the mouth. It was the best thing for us. We're going to come back, and he sound like he feeling some type of way. Now, we've seen him with the salty shirt on. We've seen him with the grit. We've seen him with these shirts on, man. And I've never seen Coach with like an attitude like that. I think he doesn't like to lose, right? He said, now, listen, we're not going to win another 12 and 11 in a row this season. I see what you did there, Coach. The Lions have a minimum of 4 games left and a maximum of 7. If they make the Super Bowl, they have 3 regular season games, 3 playoff games if they get the first seed, okay, including the Super Bowl, and 7 total so they have 3 regular season, 3 in the playoffs if they get the first seed, 4 if they don't, but guaranteed we've got 3 regular season games, as I put up 2 fingers, and we have 1 guaranteed playoff game. Dan Campbell was not trying to hear it. And I like what he said. He said, because it's been doom and gloom the past couple of days, man. It really has. It's been doom and gloom, bruh. And I think it's not really at the loss. I think it's the loss of defensive players. The fact that we lost 2 starters. We lost another role player, special teamer. We brought somebody in yesterday with the Anthony Pittman, former Detroit Lion. And Lions are going to do that. Don't be surprised if guys who were on this team, whether it was this offseason or last offseason, previous off seasons, wind up back on the Detroit Lions. That's the first place they look. I guarantee you. They look for guys. I would not be surprised. And we talked about this on Syndicate Sports Detroit. Make sure y'all check out that channel. Matter of fact, I'll see if I can link the video here. We talked about a potential Jerry Jacobs reunion in Detroit at this point. We're going to talk about a guy that I'll probably make a video about today that a lot of people have been mentioning that could possibly be, they would like to see become a Detroit Lion in that secondary. But I like this. I wonder if if the radio station's going to get fined, if Dan Campbell's going to pay the fine or whatever. He did not give a care today. He's sick of hearing it. And I'll tell you what, I've said this. If there was any team in the National Football League that can overcome the amount of adversity that we have right now and win it all, it is this team. No other team in the National Football League is built like the Detroit Lions. And all you heard from Sunday to Monday was how the Super Bowl is over and maybe next year and all of that. I never had that moment that maybe next year. I was more like, man, we should have won it all last year. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't. We were relatively healthy. You cannot do anything about injuries like the ones that we've had. But, that was what I was thinking. By no means is this over, especially if we can finish, we control our own destiny. We went out, we have the first seed. There's nothing the Eagles can do. There's nothing the Vikings can do if we went out. But you know what? I think we're going to get some help. I think either the Seattle Seahawks or the Green Bay Packers, if not both of them, are going to beat the Minnesota Vikings. I also believe that the Washington Commanders or the Dallas Cowboys will beat the Philadelphia Eagles. But all we have to do is win, and we've got if we all end at 15-2, we have the number 1 seed. So let me know in the comments below, man. Dan Campbell was spicy today, and I liked it. A lot of people have given up on the season, and we're not there yet. We are not there yet. So let me know your thoughts on Dan Campbell and his outbursts today on the radio. Do you think, I don't know. If anybody knows how that works in the comment section, put it in below. I'm sure there'll be a fine, probably. And I wonder if Dan Campbell is going to be like, you know what, take it out of my salary, right? So, but he was fired up today. But this channel is made possible by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. You could be anywhere else on YouTube, but you choose to rock with me. The season is not over, ladies and gentlemen. We got 3 games left. Our next opponent is the Chicago Bears. The sky is not falling, but it did get a bit more cloudy than it's been. Right? We haven't lost in 3 months. It had been literally 3 months, almost, I believe, to the day. Let me see. The week 2 of the National Football League this year was week 2 was the 18th. Yep, that was the Sunday of week 2 because the season began on. No, I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm in August. The season began on the 5th, right? This year. Was it? Yeah, September 5th. Yeah, because our first game was the 8th. So we literally hadn't lost in 3 months. The last time we lost, looking down at my computer calendar, the last time we lost was September 15th. That was the last time we lost. We beat the Rams Sunday Night Football, and then we lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers the next week, and we had not lost in literally 90 calendar days, bro. You can kind of get spoiled. It's not the end of the world, and I think we're going to get some help from these other teams, that's playing for pride. Some are still playing for playoff spots. I think we are going to get help. But let me know your thoughts, man. I appreciate you guys. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions.